That drug, meth, took me to a place where it was numb. I just loved the high. I loved that it was kind of like a switch that I was just turning myself off.
You don't have to be using it for years and years to be what they call a tweaker. It happens fast because it's so addictive.
So from a weekend thing, it was an all-day thing. Things that I said I would never do, I ended up doing. From car to car, from stranger to stranger, it didn't matter. The possibilities of putting myself into danger, it didn't matter. To give myself what I needed, to block out the thoughts that were attacking me, to face reality. Reality that I was still angry. So I ran away. My mom went to all the places where I used to hang out. She couldn't find me, so she herself posted wanted, missing, rewards. People would call, my friends would call and tell her that they knew where I was, but just for the money to pick up another sack, for the money to get high themselves. But when I started drastically losing all of that weight, just angry all the time, verbally abusing her, just my whole attitude had changed. That's when she started like falling into depression. And she fell into depression. I had a younger sister. She, in a way, neglected her because she was always out looking for me. She was out trying to find me, worried that I was gonna get hurt by a man, worried that I was gonna overdose somewhere and she wasn't gonna find me. So in all of that, it's kind of like I took away her being a mom to my younger sister because she was so worried about losing her older daughter. The friends that I started hanging out with, the only common thing was that our love for the drug. And it was kind of like a little pack. We traveled like a little pack, and we knew what abandoned houses to sleep at. We knew which side of the, area to stay on. Forget society, forget the government, forget all of that authority. There was no authority. I lived my life the way I lived my life, and that was how we were. So from drugs, it took me to a lifestyle, a street lifestyle, sleeping out in the alleys, finding abandoned houses, and we would sleep there as teenagers, just for a hit, just for another sack, just for another high, being raped. I got picked up by a guy, and that was the normal thing, guys just wanted to get high, and he asked me how much. I didn't get it. I'd never been asked that before. And he said, he kept talking, how much? And I was like, I don't understand. How much what? And he told me how much for sex or how much for something. And I was like, oh, no, I don't do that. He took me to his house, and I thought that was just gonna be, like another session. That was the first time I had smoked so much that I was out. It was past the point of just being alert. I was just out of my mind. And that's when he just started taking, my clothes off. And I would try to scream, but he said, don't say anything, my family's in the house. I was hallucinating too much. I couldn't even fight the guy off, He knew he was gonna rape me. He knew he was gonna do all that stuff, but I didn't think. He was done with me. He just dropped me off in the alley, and that was it. I didn't want to live anymore. Because of what I was getting into, nothing really seemed worth it. So I I went into a mental hospital because I wanted to commit suicide, and I was with my therapist and she called the cops on me. And it didn't happen just once, but it happened 3 times that I went into the mental hospital. The other times were because I overdosed on hallucinogenics, and that's what I went into. I went into the mental hospital, them thinking that I wanted to commit suicide because I overdosed and I had to stay there longer.